Hey everybody. This is gonna be a bit of a different video compared to the normal things that we put out. If you knew my personal channel, then this will be kind of like the last actual video that I put out on there. It's a bit of an announcement. Don't worry, it's not gonna be the same as that one on my personal channel. We're not going away. You don't have to worry about that, although I do apologize for the lack of content this past week or so. I've just been really demotivated to record videos. A lot of personal stuff's been going on. So that is the reason why there has not been any content this week. And speaking of the content on this channel is going to be changing as well. Lately, we have been having some issues within the group, and I'm just kind of here to explain those issues, talk about what's really going on, the steps moving forward, and clear the air, basically. When we started this channel, it was me and Pyro, and then we expanded and Suki joined us. We had a couple other members join us here and there as well, but mainly it is me and Pyro and Suki. And it's the last person in those three that I want to be talking about today. Things have happened with Suki, and we got permission from him to talk about this. So um, we're not like doing this without his knowledge. You don't have to worry about that. So without further ado, I think let's just get started. So Suki has been my friend for over a year now. We played some games together, we talked a whole bunch, and he's a good guy. He really is a good person. Unfortunately, he's got his struggles. He has bipolar disorder as well as a whole lot of anxiety and depression that really affects both his life and our lives because unfortunately he's not really able to hold all of it in, or when he does, he holds it in until he explodes, which, as anyone who's taken like any sort of mental health class in school, I don't know if anyone else had to do that, but I was required to do that in high school, would know. Um, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. And he had been doing it for so long that it just became normal to him, and that kind of it caused some issues. Namely, I think you guys can notice if you go back through some of our videos with Suki, namely on Forza. I think those might be the only videos that we did with him. Although, no, we did some reactions with him. Anyway, I digress. Doesn't matter. You may notice that after a certain point in the video, you just wouldn't hear from Suki anymore. He would still be in the video and still be doing things, but he just wouldn't say anything. And the reason for that is because he lets the competition and he lets our comments get to him. And I've said it multiple times. If we're not making fun of each other, what's the point? It's a lot less fun that way. And we always make sure that if we're like talking shit about each other, if we're poking fun at each other, it's just that it is fun. It is not ever meant to actually be mean. Unfortunately, um, Suki did not see it that way. He would get upset at the comments we make, but wouldn't say anything, so we would just keep doing it. And we don't want to hurt Suki. We don't. We love him. We really care about him. And we don't want to negatively affect him in any way. So the fact that we were doing this and he was not telling us just made it keep happening, which would lead to him shutting down and going silent and not doing much for large majorities of the video. On top of that, even outside of videos, he unfortunately was not doing so well. He would just have really, really bad days. And everybody has bad days. I totally understand it. I'm not gonna fault him for that. It's not his fault. But he would just have days where, for no reason whatsoever, seemingly, he would just be completely shut down, would not want to do anything, and would be espresso depresso the whole time. No amount of cheering up would help. And that's not for lack of trying either. We tried to help him. I would spend hours a day, almost every day, uh, towards the later parts of our friendship, trying to help him get better. And I am by no means a therapist. I'm not certified to help anybody, but I tried my best, and he did say that it was kind of helping. The only issue that arose was when things got better for him, he did not get better. And I'm not saying that when things got better for him, he should instantly get better. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. Because that would be unfair. That's not how the human mind works. It does take time, but he had so many good things in his life happen to him. He worked part-time while he, or actually more like full-time, outside of doing videos with us. So he was bringing in quite a bit of money, and it was difficult for him because he was pulling in a lot of hours, so I can understand that part. But he got really, really good news from his doctor. He was able to move out of the horrible living environment that he was in before and work towards getting his own place. And he actually, maybe by the time that this video is releasing, may have his own place. He even was able to move in with some friends that he really enjoyed and that really enjoyed him. So, all in all, he had a massive improvement in his life, and it didn't seem to improve his anything for him. He was still just the same, like, constantly depressed person that was saying that nothing good ever happened to him. And on top of that, um, I would help him with anything that he needed, as I said earlier. And I was dedicating hours of my time almost every day to helping him, both in like video games and things like that to help him get better because he said that he wanted that, or just helping him like vent about his problems and give him somebody to talk to. But he, despite me doing this for him, did not see any improvement and still would say that nobody cared about him. When both me and Pyro, multiple times, have told him that we do care about him, because we absolutely do. He's our friend. We absolutely care about him. We want him to succeed. We want him to be happy, but he just didn't see it that way for whatever reason. I'm not saying that it's his fault. I'm more so blaming the bipolar than anything, because well, that is most likely to blame for it. But he just would say that nobody cared about him, that nobody wanted him to be happy, that he wasn't allowed to be happy. Meanwhile, me and Pyro and a bunch of other people are doing literally everything that we can to make him happy. Because we didn't want him to be hurting. We want him to be happy. We want to see him succeed because he's important to us. And he just didn't see it that way. He would continue to say that nobody wanted him to be happy, despite our repeated attempts to make him happy through whatever he wanted us to do. And it just gets to a certain point where I'll put it as simply as you can. If you have a let's say if you have a broken controller for a video game, you'll use it as many times as you can. You'll play with it as many times as you can, but there comes a point where you have to admit that it's too broken for you to keep using and you have to get a new one. That's kind of what's happened here. We, well, more so I, because Pyro was never going to do this, because he would have let Suki talk him out of it. I made the decision to remove Suki from the channel until he is able to get some help that he really needs. So not just me, because I can't help him. He needs to get professional help, possibly go on some different medications to help with his bipolar and his depression, and just overall get into a state where he is not having these problems every single day. And this was not a decision that was made lightly. This is a decision that I had been thinking about for literal months up to the point that I made it. But I just I was basically turned into his therapist and I couldn't handle it anymore. I was spending hours of my time trying to help him almost every single day, only for me to think that I'm helping him, and then I wake up the next day and all the progress that we had made, or that I thought I had made, was just thrown down the drain and he was back to square one. And there just came a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. He did get a therapist, but he only got a therapist because I asked him to. He wanted to make me happy, so I told him that he needed a therapist. He needed someone that could actually help him. So he did that simply because I asked him to, not because he wanted to. And that's not the point. He saw it as he is doing it because I asked him to. But I'm seeing it as I asked him to do it because I want him to get better. He did not seem to me as though he wanted to get better. He would only do things that would help him if I told him to. He would not ever seek help on his own. And at the end of the day, I can't force him to get better. Like, it's not my place. I can't tell him what to do. But what I can do is tell myself that what is happening between me and him is not healthy for me. It wasn't healthy for either of us, but at the end of the day, you need to look out for yourself above all. And I'm not saying be selfish. You should not be super selfish. But you need to put yourself first. Because if you don't put yourself first, unfortunately, you'll be Suki. Because he put everybody else above himself and never took care of himself, which led to the situation that he's in. So we made the decision to remove him from the channel until he is in a space where he is able to take care of himself and be able to make progress for helping himself and getting better on his own. Because neither me or Pyro are at all qualified to help him with that. That's something that he has to do on his own. And since then, Pyro is still in contact with him, and I've been told that he is still talking about me and is like wanting to apologize and do all these things, but unfortunately this has happened before, and I know that he's doing this so I'll come back, and he's just going to go back to square one. So we need to just keep him at arm's length until he can get better on his own, and I mean actually better. And then we may see a return. I cannot promise that he'll be back, but we may see his return. Until then, we are going to, me and Pyro are going to be making more videos with just us, as well as we are going to be bringing Abyss into more content. You will know them from the Infinity Train Chapter 1, or not Chapter, Season 1 reactions. They will be coming in with maybe some Minecraft content, which we need to get back on track with, and some Forza content, because they did get Forza Horizon 5. So you can expect that, but yeah, this unfortunately is going to be the end of Suki on the channel for now. I will keep you guys updated if anything happens with him getting better, or if we make the decision that we don't want to bring him back at all. Hopefully we will not have to make that decision, but you never know. But yeah, I just wanted to put this out there so you guys know what's going on and what to expect in the foreseeable future. This is not anything that was made lightly. This took a lot of thinking on my part to come to this decision. And at the end of the day, Suki was told everything that was going to happen. I explained it to him that this just could not continue, and until he got better, he was not welcome on the channel. So he's not been left in the dark, don't you worry. And we got permission from him to make this video, so we're not doing anything bad on that part, but yeah. That's what's gonna be going on. So that's pretty much all of it. I'm gonna keep you guys updated if things happen. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember, like, subscribe, share the video, do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. Check out our other content. If you enjoy seeing Suki, then check out some videos with him in it. All of our Forza videos, you will see Suki. So go ahead and give those a watch if you enjoy seeing him in videos. And if Forza's not your thing, we have Minecraft, we have reactions, and we may be doing some other video types soon. We're not entirely sure yet. We're still getting things set up. But be looking forward to any of that. And yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you guys next time.